Good morning, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dawn.
And I'm John, and together we're the two running brooms. Today is Monday, the 2nd of January, and new year, new goals. So what we're going to do today is to take you through a little session we're going to be doing and telling you about what we're going to try and achieve with our running of 2023. This morning we've come to a playing field and it is marked out in the shape of a football pitch. We've got the white lines along here, a little bit faded at the minute. So the session is, once we've done a warm-up, we are going to run diagonally across the field, which I reckon is about 120 yards. We're going to do those as strides, not full out, but comfortably strong, working on form, working on top end speed. Then once we've reached the far corner, we jog along the goal line, which is, I reckon, is about 80 yards, and to the next corner, and then run diagonally there. So what we should have is a nice crisscross pattern on Strava by the end of this. And with the warm-up going around the edge of the field, we should make a pattern of the flag of St Andrew as a bonus.
So once we finish this session, stick with us because we're going to reveal what our goals are for the first part of 2023.
Exciting. So our A goal for the spring training block of 2023 is the Shakespeare Marathon, which I think is on the 23rd of April, Shakespeare's birthday, for those of you who know your literature or history. So our base target for that is to both achieve a good for age qualifying time for the London Marathon. So Dawn, what's that for you?
So for me, it's actually, I think it's 4:10.
So for me, it's 3:15. Which isn't such a straightforward goal. I think the last time I was anywhere near that over the marathon distance was about 2012, 2013. Since then I've done a couple of fun marathons, haven't I, in the 3:40s.
Yes.
So I'm really going to have to knuckle down and hope, fingers crossed, we avoid illness, we avoid injury, and I get a good solid training block.
Getting a good for age for the London Marathon is obviously the main goal. But if I'm truthful, I would like to get 3:25, which for a female 55 plus is, I think, a very, very reasonable time to go for. And you, John?
Well, I'd like to think I could move down under 3:10, because the thing about London Marathon good for age is because you run the qualifying time, it doesn't mean you're guaranteed a place, and particularly for men, you need to run sometimes 2, 3, 4 minutes inside that qualifying time, depending how fast the standards have been in that particular year. As well as the running training, which we really have no problem with planning and executing should all things go well, we're going to be doing 3 things slightly differently, focusing on things that we've sort of done but need to do a bit better. And the first one of those is strength training. We've both recently rejoined a local gym, and we're going to make sure that for me, I get 3 high quality strength workouts in per week.
So yes, I'm going to reintroduce more strength into my training because it's something that I've actually neglected a little bit over the last few years, concentrating more on getting my miles back up, sort of building up that really good solid base. So now I think it's time to reintroduce that strength to give my legs that extra bit of oomph over the marathon distance.
I think you're looking at doing 2 sessions a week, aren't you?
Yeah, 2 sessions a week, so it may mean having to drop one of those runs, and that's always something I've struggled with. I've struggled with dropping runs to do other kind of work. Do you ever feel that you struggle to drop a run to put in strength work? I think it is a runner's weakness.
Yeah, I think what I've learned over last year is that it's not additional to training, it is just part of training.
Yeah.
Just like a 3-mile recovery run is part of training, strides is part of training, strength is part of training.
Yes, that's right. So you have to make it a habit, make it as much a habit as you make your running.
So the second element we're going to refocus on is nutrition. And that's not particularly in terms of what we eat for meals, diet, etc., but more about the vitamins and minerals, those supplements that over the years we know are a good idea to take because when we've taken them we've seen a positive effect. But with very busy lives, you get a bit hit and miss about them. You're rushed in the morning to get out for work, you don't take them. You're rushing in from work, get out the door, get your run done, have a shower, etc., and they just don't get taken. So
in the past, we've always taken glucosamine and chondroitin, which is very good for your joints, and as you get a bit older, I think that's something that you need to be well aware of. Another one is vitamin C. We both work in schools and education, and we're sort of susceptible to picking up germs from children all the time, so vitamin C is a one that we should take.
And the final thing we want to prioritise is sleep. As you may know, we have very busy lives, both have quite demanding jobs that involve commuting. We're out of the house at 7 o'clock in the morning, often not back till 6 o'clock, still have to fit in training and strength work, nutrition, eating. So we're going to look at the evenings and get a better routine that gets us into bed and a little bit more sleep. We see a lot of channels that bang on about 8 to 10 hours sleep. I mean, come on, let's get real. Nice if you have that lifestyle, but in the real world, we're going to be getting 6 hours sleep. 7 is a really good night, a little bit more on weekends.
So the training plan that we're going to follow to achieve our goals is one that we've written ourselves. So tell the viewers, John, a little bit about the plan that we put together.
Well, firstly, we looked at how many weeks we had. We looked at where we're going to get those key long runs in, because if you're training for a marathon, you really need to be at our level looking at 5, 6, 7 long runs. What we always find about long runs, you can pencil them in, and over a marathon training block, there's going to be one that goes because the trails around us are just so icy you can't run on them. One might go because of illness or niggles, which we've obviously suffered from in the past week. So you need to build in quite a lot into that training. I've also built in 2 build-up races in that block. The first one is the Snake Lane 10. Tell them about Snake Lane 10.
Oh, it's my PB course from many years ago, but it's a lovely country route, quite flat. Well, no, it's undulating, isn't it? It's not totally flat, yeah. But a fast course, and it does attract some really high quality runners.
So we're looking to run that about marathon effort. That's at the end of February. I think it's 26th of February.
Just before my birthday.
And then as you move into 1 year older, the week after, we are going to be doing the North Lincolnshire Half Marathon.
It is an English Masters qualifying race, and I'm going to, well, try to achieve another qualifying time. It's going to be a little bit tougher because I'm going to be 59, and obviously the age group is 55 to 59, so I'm right at the top end of that age group. But, you know, you've got to be in it to win it.
We had looked at doing a 20-mile race as well. There are some possibilities, but what we found over the years, they're just getting so expensive, and we generally use them as training runs. You might run them progressively, try and get each 5-mile block faster, and it's paying like £28–30 to go for a training run.
Yeah, it's a bit much, isn't it? But we'll have to see what we can do. See if there's anything out there. Have a little look around. If you know of any that's cheap and within easy distance from Yorkshire, then give us a shout.
So in terms of the key sessions within each week of that training plan, we are following a non-linear periodization approach. And what that basically means is we rotate speed, strength, endurance sessions week by week. Some working on each of the key elements of building up a stronger marathon time week by week, rather than doing a whole block of one, then jumping straight into speed when you've not been doing speed in the previous block. It's called non-linear periodization. So
we hope that you'll stick with us over the next few months and you'll tune in and see how we're getting on towards those goals.
Please give this video a like. If you've not subscribed already and want to follow our journey towards Shakespeare 2023, then subscribe to the channel. It's free to you, and it means you won't miss out on any of our weekly updates and other training and coaching sessions we do.
So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
So the news flash that you've just seen is because there's been a change in marathon plans. After recording our video and me choosing to do Shakespeare Marathon with John, we found out that the Milton Keynes Marathon is an English Masters qualifying race, and it's a week after Shakespeare. And because I've been ill for the last for several weeks over the Christmas period, I thought it gave me that extra week to do marathon training. Plus, I really would like to get a marathon time qualified in an English Masters race. So I'm going to do Milton Keynes, John's going to do Shakespeare, and I'll probably do Shakespeare half marathon as my final long run before Milton Keynes, but at a nice controlled pace with some marathon effort in it. So yes, so that's the change, and that's the news flash. Dawn is going to do Milton Keynes Marathon, John's going to do Shakespeare Marathon.